everyone and welcome back. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we are going super glam again on my channel. It's Christmas / New Year's Eve makeup again here. You guys really liked my last Christmas party makeup, not my last tutorial but my tutorial before, and I really want to get as many as I can up before like your Christmas parties and New Year's Eve because there isn't that much time. It's going like way too quickly for me. So that is what we are doing. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you do like it, and also don't forget to subscribe. You might as well while you're here. The button is only there. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. First of all, I'm just using my trusty P. Louise base. Eyes, I'm thinking like a matte smoky eye with a really sparkly inner corner because I absolutely love looks like that. And then I think it'll go nice with a red lip. So for the eyes, because we are using browns, I'm going to use my trusty Nip and Fab palette. This is the contour palette but the dark one, and I just use this all the time for the eyes. So I'm going to use this one in the corner first as my transition. I'm just going to buff this right into my crease, and again I am going to blend it out in the outer corner like I usually do, but I am going to make it a little bit sharper this time so it's not too samey, even though I do pretty much do this like all the time. I'm going to do it a little bit different today so it's not exactly the same as that tutorial that I did a few weeks ago. I was going to do like your classic brown and gold smoky eye, but I feel like I've got to do it a little bit different. My last tutorial was the champagne gold smoky eye, so I feel like I can't really do the same this time. Okay, so you can see I haven't really actually been too neat with that. I've just gone right into my crease, blended it up quite high, and then buffed it out in this outer corner, which I am going to sharpen up later on. So I'm going to move on to my next shade now. I'm just going to use the top three. So I'm going to go in with that middle one next. So this one I'm just going to go straight through the crease just to deepen it up a bit. And then I'm going to bring some of this down to my outer lid as well. I don't know whether I want all the lid to be brown or if I'm going to do a skin tone colour shade on the very inner corner. Can't decide, but I need to make my mind up ASAP. And then with the same brush, I'm just going to pick up the darker shade, which is that one in the opposite corner, and concentrating mainly on the outer crease with this and the outer corner. Again, just buffering it out into that sort of winged shape. So just in that very inner corner, I'm just going to take this brush which I've just applied my base with. It hasn't really got a lot of extra product on, but I'm just going to tap this over the inner corner just to brighten it, and then I am going to pop like a skin toned colour shadow over that bit. I think that will look nice going into like a really sparkly inner corner. So to set it, I'm just going to use the lighter shade out of this palette. Okay, next I'm going to do like a nice smoky liner. So I'm just taking a black pencil and I'm just going to line the top of my lashes. And I'm going to kind of go from thick in the outer corner and then go as thin as I can in the inner corner. And just with a pencil brush, I'm just going to go over that and start smudging it out so it's not like a really harsh line, it's nice and smoky. Haven't got anything on my brush at the moment, but I will start using one of the shadows just to buff it out. And then I am also going to kind of wing it out a little bit. You don't have to be super neat because you can sharpen it up. I'm going to sharpen mine up after. So we end up with like a nice smoky liner. And then you can just keep on adding little bits as you go. So mainly to the outer corner I want it. And I can take a little bit of one of the brown shadows and just use that to help blend it out a little bit more. Okay, so I've done both sides now. I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and then just sharpen this up. So usually what I have been doing is just buffering it out and then leaving it so it looks a little bit more blown out. But I'm going to sharpen it up just so it makes it look just a little bit different this time. And then I think I'm going to just finish all of the eyes today and do the base last because I don't do that very often. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of the P. Louise base just on that little buffer brush, and I'm just going to buff some of this underneath. I don't like applying too much of this underneath my eyes because it is quite thick and my under eyes can be quite dry, so I don't really want this too heavy underneath. I use the exact same shadows underneath, so I'm going to start with quite a large fluffy brush with the very first shadow that we used, because it doesn't matter if we blend this down quite far because we can blend our concealer up a little bit further if we need to, but I do like a really smoky under eye. I'm going to make sure that it meets this liner in the outer corner, and I'm also bringing it right into the inner corner as well. And then with a more of like a dense buffer brush, I'm going to move on to the other two. So first, using the middle shade, I kind of go from light to medium to dark, so the darker that I go, the closer to the lash line I go. And then I'm going to use, I don't know whether to use a black liner or a brown. I'm going to use black. I'm just going to use that same black liner in my waterline and also in my top waterline. Next, I'm going to apply my lashes and my mascara off camera, and then the eyes are pretty much done apart from the pigment in the inner corner, so I will be back in 2 secs. For my foundation, I'm going to use the Elcie Cosmetics, the Micro Silque foundation. I've got a couple of shades to mix together. One is vanilla, and I'm going to mix in a little bit of natural if I need to deepen it up a little bit, but as you can see, I haven't fake tanned again, so probably I won't. And I am going to go for more of a full coverage today because it is Christmas / New Year. I'm going to leave my glittery inner corner till I've done all my base makeup, I think, just so I can get right up to my shadow with my concealer. And I do really like this foundation, but I feel like I do have to use quite a bit to get my sort of full coverage that I like. So for my concealer, the first one that I'm going to use is C5, my Makeup Revolution, and then I'm going to do more of the yellowy one after. And then I can also use this for any extra coverage as well, so I'll just go around my chin, around my nose a little bit, and on my forehead. I feel like I need to plan my Christmas makeup. That's why I've been enjoying doing these tutorials, because I feel like I'm giving myself some inspiration of what I'm going to wear next week. And then I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting underneath, so I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix concealer, and I use the shade NC25 just for a little bit of yellowness under here. And then I can go back over once I've set this with a little bit more of the shadow just to make sure it's all blended nicely. So moving on to contour next, I'm going to use my Insta Duo stick. This one is the dark one this time. I do like the medium and the dark one, I think they both work nice. So I'm just going to do the darker one today. A little bit around my hairline, and then I can just build it up a little bit more if I need to. And to buff this out, I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush. Again, I blend it up sort of onto my cheeks as well, just to add a little bit of warmth. Okay, so now we can set this. I'm going to use my RCMA No Colour Powder, and then just placing the powder down just to set it in place. And then for my bronzer, I'm first going to go in with the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. This one is in the shade Bronzed, and in all the usual places. Just take a little bit around my neck as well. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of my Revlolution bronzer in number 2. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this bronzer. I can't still tell if I like it or not. I like the colour, but I don't feel like it blends amazingly. And then I am just going to cut under my contour because it does look a little bit messy. Just taking the lightest powder out of the contour palette and just buffing that underneath. I don't leave my bake on for that long because I feel like it sort of sticks to me straight away. And then for blush, I'm just going to use Luminoso because I don't have a huge choice of blushes to use. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back under the eyes just to make sure we're super blended. So I'm just taking that very first shade, just buffing a little bit more of that underneath. Bring it down as far as you're comfortable with. So for the sparkly inner corner, I'm going to use MAC Reflex Gold Pigment. I've just got a little bit left in that little tub. I thought that would be nice. So I'm just going to first just apply a little bit of highlighter. This is MAC Soft and Gentle. So I want it quite strong like I did with my sort of black smoky eye tutorial. So right in the inner corner, a little bit underneath and a little bit going onto the lid, just so it kind of all blends together. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of the NYX Glitter Glue using the same brush straight over the top of that highlighter. Okay, and then I'm literally just going to go straight into the pot and pop this all over. I absolutely love this pigment. I'm going to use MAC Soft and Gentle for my highlight, then I might just go over with something a little bit more stronger. And then I'll just do a little bit of Becca's Champagne Pop over the top. Okay, so the only thing that we need to do now is lips, and I definitely want to do a red lip with this. So I'm going to line first with the MAC Ruby Woo lip pencil, and then I'm going to do the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Red Rum over the top. Okay, then now using the Red Rum over the top. Okay guys, so that completes this Christmas slash New Year's Eve makeup tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did down in the comments. Please give it a big thumbs up as well, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!